Hey there. Um, this is a little bit sort of unscripted. um, so, I'm going to be talking about how I coped with my mental health. Um, it's still what I do, I still do it, but I'll be referring to a particular phase in my life where I was at a very low point. And on the basis of that experience, I'll be drawing out lessons for us. If this is the content that you signed up for, then like it. You can share it to as many people as you want. And if you want to see some other videos, maybe you just want to learn about leadership or volunteering or self-evaluation, I have some of those other videos for you to see. So you can check them out. Let me start by saying that having low moments in life is not a sign of weakness. Oh, no, not at all. The fact that things do not go the way you plan, the fact that you encounter difficulties, frustrations, it means that you are human, and these things, they are part of life. And the more you go, the more you grow, you realize that you need to go through these things. And it's not the failures that matter, it's your reaction to them. So do you get up, do you rise up and face it with much stronger determination, or do you just lay on the ground and start crying? So let's talk about my story. So there was a particular time when I was facing some sort of challenges, and these things, they are first internal before external. I understand that there are pressures outside, there are things that people say, people do that might get to us, but the truth is that until you grant that permission from inside of you, it cannot affect you on the outside. If you do not allow what people say or do to get to you on the inside, it won't really manifest on the outside. And sometimes we are just not in control of those things, are we? This particular period, I had some bit of challenges, as human. I'm a student, school stress, the pressures of being able to deliver, in your academics. I was serving at some places, and not all of them had the same experiences. I didn't have the same work experience at each and every of those places. I had to take time off to get a breather. But a certain moment came for me when it was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. It was triggered by hurt and offense. A certain person that I least expected, said and did certain things that made it look like nobody understood. And that's how it will feel at these times. You begin to get that feeling that, oh, nobody understands what I'm going through. Everybody is minding their own business. Nobody has time for me. Those feelings, that is how they pose the moment they come. If you have been through this before, I hope you can understand what I'm saying. If you're getting it, I want you to type it in the comment section. Let me know your experience as well. So what I did in that period was I felt like, a heavy weight was upon me. And at that time, even though I had people, parents, family, spiritual leaders, the feeling makes you, to begin to have this thinking that there's nobody here for me, I'm all alone, I can't withstand this pressure. But what did I do in the midst of that? So how I came out of it, because that is the aim of this story, not just the problem but the solution. I am a very spiritual person. I take my relationship with God very seriously, and I am unashamed to say it. So I went to God, I prayed, and I received instructions. And if you're a person of faith, I want to encourage you as well. Do not joke with God. Carry Him along in every stage of your life. And so that was one thing that I did. And from there, I began to receive instructions. You know, I remember at a particular time that I started dealing with these things one by one. So the first thing I had to take away was the pressure from social media. I know a lot of people talk about it. I know it sounds like social media is the devil itself, but no, social media is a tool. Social media is a weapon. It's the way you use it that matters. If you use it against yourself, if you use it for your benefit, then you get the result of whatever it is that you do. But for me at that time, some of the things that I did with social media, first, I had to turn off my notifications. I did this several months ago, almost 2 years now, and I've had the best experience from it. It might not work for you, and it might, but you will never know until you try. So first thing, I turned off my notifications. And where that idea came from, I'll tell you. One of my very good friends and big brothers, who happens to be a peer education trainer, shout out to you, sir, if you're watching this. He posted it on his status. I'm not sure if it was a TED Talk or so. The person in the video was saying that, you know, some of these things, we think we can multitask with them, but we're actually reducing the level of our productivity and we're increasing anxiety. And at first I began to argue. I was saying something like, no, that doesn't happen with me. I mean, for me, social media is my workspace. I do a lot of things online. I work. So I know a lot of these things around social media. I schedule every single thing that I do on social media. I have the time for work. I have the time to rest. I have the time that I just, you know, have fun, all of that. So I felt I'm multitasking. I'm doing pretty fine with this social media thing. But one thing I could not deny was the fact that my productivity level might be encouraging to me, but I was having to battle with anxiety. You know, seeing all those notifications in a single day, the number of people that I had left unattended to, the number of things that I still had to do, I couldn't deny the fact that those things were getting to me each day. And I decided to try it out. So I started with my messaging apps. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. I turned off the notifications. So that way, those apps are not the one calling to me. I'm the one that opens the app whenever I need them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I turned off the notifications. They stopped showing on my screen. And then I left the notifications of other apps open, like my Gmail, like text message, phone calls. All those ones, I left them on. I can manage and I can handle them very well. And then I need those notifications constantly on my screen because there are no apps that I just open. And since then, I've been a lot better. And I'm emphasizing this again. Do not be ashamed to identify the challenges that you are facing and to call for help. Do not be ashamed to face it. Do not be ashamed to say, this is where I have issues and this is where I need to adjust. So for me, that was a very big step. I've been doing it for maybe 2 years plus now, and I feel better. I remember there was a certain time I tried to go back. I think I was working on someone's phone and the person's notifications kept interrupting, and I didn't know what it felt like because I had stopped that. And then I decided to try it back on my phone. And then when I saw those notifications rushing in again, I said, nah, I can't do this. And then I took it off and I continued my new lifestyle. From my experience, this is not something that I do all the time because it takes strength and courage to be able to tell your story.